This might be in a separate video of us MF Ghost review or MF Ghost spoiler. But I finished the whole initial D, and the 8-6 blows up in the last race. He beats the young kid.
Yeah.
Shinji Wings. He beats him. Brandon has read MF Ghost, so spoiler alert, heads up, spoiler.
Sorry, not sorry.
So Brandon's gonna actually spoil it to me because I really don't care.
Okay, so
he is telling me Kaneka, the fucking kid with the fucking FRS or 8-6 whatever. He's a pro racer. Okay, and I was asking him, Brandon's like, oh yeah, that's Takumi's protege. But what happened to Takumi, Brandon? Explain to me.
Okay, so Takumi became a pro racer after the events of Initial D.
Pro racer? Like what, circuit?
I think so.
Okay.
Either that or he became a rally driver. Either
Makes
one of
sense
the
as a
two.
rally.
And it got to a point in his life where he crashed.
No, he totaled? Is he alive?
He's alive.
Okay.
Otherwise, he wouldn't be Kanata's teacher.
He's
So
totaled.
he became a teacher after he crashed, and that's why. And then pretty much he just taught Kanata how to drive. Like all the techniques that he learned in Project D, was taught to Kanata. Even a little bit more. Even like stuff that Takumi learned on his racing career.
Okay.
So pretty much the events unfold and
Smoking. Well.
Pretty much Kanata's skill behind the wheel just destroys all these other
there's like
pro
Porsches
drivers
and GTRs and shit.
in like in an 8.6, the slowest car that's in the series.
That's pretty cool. You know what's cool too? Alright, so I'll tell you guys this. My review of Initial D, why I think it's actually a really good anime. Stage 1 was really good. Stage 1 was very unrealistic. Didn't really get into the technicality of cars. But once the stages start developing to 2, to final stage, all the way up to 5th stage, and to 6th stage, if you really like cars, it gets really technical in like the techniques and all that stuff. It gets really cool. And then like when they started adding, like for example, when Takumi decided, once he finished stage 1, and like, hey Takumi, there's a bigger world out there. And then stage 2 follows along, he races the Evo. Okay, it's still slowly building up. I think stage 3 and 4 is when it starts to pick up really good. And they started adding bucket seats, suspension, because when it blew up, the Evo.
Oh, she's looking at the car. She was looking.
They added.
I saw that.
So they added the 20 valve, right? And then they added bucket seats, and they added suspension. Because remember when Bunta went to test drive it?
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, right-hand drive privilege, guys. Buy a right-hand drive car if you want everyone to fuck up your... Buy a right-hand drive car if you want everyone to fuck up your review on Initial D. Because I'm trying to review it, not get stared at. But other than that, let me come back to what I was doing.
Yeah.
This might be a separate video, or I might add it into the episode.
Oh my god.
But then, yeah, you know, like when Bunta test drive and then he hit the tachometer, like the max rev.
Yeah.
And then like Bunta, when he installed the bucket seat, the engine was hella like he needed a bucket seat because he started getting bruised in the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started showing more of, you know, technical, which is hella cool. That's why Initial D is pretty cool to me. Like it gets
more in depth with
stage 1 and 2 is just a teenager. He doesn't really know.
Yeah. It just focuses on like the whole aspect of street racing at first, and then technicalities in 2.
Yep, it gets really cool.
And then 3 was just the movie, which was like
the best race, in my opinion, where it starts to get really good is when he raced the EK9, the yellow one.
Oh.
Because now he's racing a circuit driver. But then just because it's a circuit driver, anything goes in the streets. It's not a track. Just like in real life, anything goes in the streets. That's why I really don't like street racing or street doing this. Anything can happen. Like especially total your car. Like what made the EK9 lose? A fucking raccoon shot through. Anything happens in the streets. So it's like stuff like that. Imagine an accident. So I don't condone street racing.
Turn off your lights in the dark.
Yeah, or that too. See, like anything happens in the streets, like shit like that. You know, it's like I think that's one of the best races. That one, the Cappuccino was pretty cool. Most of the 8.6 downhill races were really good. The uphill was really good in some points. I thought the Supra race was pretty cool when he raced the 890. But then it starts building up stories.
880.
With, the 880, right? And then like it starts being cool when he you know, they introduced the 350, the R32, the FC, like how they had to add aero. I remember in the FC, like over racing the Shinigami, and we're like, we can't race the Shinigami with stock body or stock aero. So they added a wing for downforce. Like little shit like that is really cool. Or like the Miata race, how his arrow broke. It fucked it up in the downhill race. Do you remember that race?
Yeah, I remember that.
When the arrow broke.
And it actually like caused issues.
It actually caused issues. That's real life. So like, that's my. I told Brandon to pick up the camera. I wanted to rant a little bit about Initial D because it's a really good anime. Some people think it's boring because there's lots of talking, but you got to be a car guy to like it and know that
and understand all like
yeah, like the Miata race, the arrow popped off. That's true. That would really happen. Spun him out. It's like little shit like that's hella cool.
Now if you want to get into crashes, and go like high speed racing on the highway, Wangan Midnight's for you.
Yep, Wangan's good too. We'll do Wangan too at this point. So Wangan's good too, but Wangan's really good at engine building and engine explaining and body work. I think so. How they made the Porsche 9, the Blackbird, they made it all carbon, or how the Z was becoming so fast they had to reinforce the chassis with TIG welds. It gets into stuff like that, which is true.
They literally rebuilt the car after a total.
Yeah, like total, like, you know, like stuff like that. It will total. Well, they have to do body work. They have to reinforce the body again. That shit's real. Or like, I thought it was really cool when they it was becoming really fast and they wanted to break 200 miles an hour in the Z, and they couldn't do it because the chassis would crumble. So they took it to that bald guy. Have you finished the whole Wangan?
Yeah, I already finished.
Okay, so you remember the bald guy with the glasses, the builder?
Yeah.
They took it to him to reinforce the chassis and TIG it. That's true. They do that in real life.
What's crazy is that everybody that's trying to compete against Blackbird and the Devil Z, they're all in Skylines and they can't even keep up.
No, they're not. The one that I thought was really cool.
They're always having like overheating issues or something.
Favorite car there. Favorite car there. What's your favorite car, Brandon?
That's a hard choice.
I'll tell you mine. It's my top two because there's only two I like. The Z31 because I had a Z31.
Because you had one, yeah. That's
the second one is the FC because the story behind it. How he sold the FC and he bought it back. I thought that was really cool.
I think my toss-up would be between three cars.
The Evo was tight.
Oh, the Evo's cool.
The blue one? The Evo was sick.
But that wouldn't be one of my favorites, honestly.
No.
So it would go between three cars. And it's probably going to be the main three characters. Akio's S30.
I'm not picking the S30 even though it's the icon, is because I hate fender flares.
Tatsuya's Blackbird Porsche.
Blackbird, yeah.
And Reina's R32.
No, was it 32 or 33?
32. Hers was a 32.
You know what's pretty cool?
She took the OEM spoiler off too later on.
Oh, she did?
And she resprayed it.
You know what's really cool actually? Now I realized there was a Ferrari. I forgot what it was. Testarossa.
Oh, Testarossa, yeah, that was it.
That one was sick. You imagine paying $180,000 to get smoked.
It didn't do shit.
It didn't do shit, but it was a cool car.
That dude literally, like when his drive belt snapped.
Yeah.
He went to that couple and asked, "Hey, do you have any pantyhose?"
Yeah, he used a bra, and I think they're in the 86.
No, they use pantyhose.
Oh, pantyhose, yeah. All right, good anime, good section. We'll cut it off here. We'll cut it off here. Random, might be a random snippet, but I just wanted to add that. I might add it into the episode. Might not. It might be separate. I'll probably title it "Ranting About Anime."
Now, if you want another show,
go.
If you want another show, or not show, but if you want another manga to read.
Sorry, it's a big ass jump. Go ahead.
Anyway, this guy.
You see how big that jump was? Shit.
If you want something with track racing, cool cars, and if you're into anime girls, if that's your thing, GT Girl, check it out. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I still need to watch that. Look at the riser! Yo! Hey, he said what's up? That's the homie. Look, yeah! He has headphones. Look, he's nodding his head. He has headphones on. He has headphones on because he doesn't have music or interior. That's why you don't gut your car and get a car from the fucking 1982. This car's tight though. I think we're going to the same cars in coffee.
Probably.
Separate video. Maybe.
Maybe I should have brought the FRS.
Maybe I might just send this to Brandon so Brandon will upload it so it's not part of my timeline. But we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, this will be a Leo extra on my channel.
It might be an extra. It's just all random. I just wanted to talk about anime. Like, especially car anime. Because I see the post. He was like, well, Initial D's boring. He's just a dumb kid. And there's lots of talking than racing. Yeah, they're talking about technical shit. You have to fucking read.
And you have to be into cars. Sorry.
I'm
not sorry.
If you're not into cars, watch Stage 1. Because Stage 1 doesn't do any of that technical stuff.
And then these people, I'm pretty sure it's the same people who are like, oh, nice car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, they don't know dick shit about it.
No. They probably don't know, like, they probably didn't know that the fucking I think the FC was on Advance.
Oh shit.
Was it on Advance?
Like,
it was on a 5.
I feel like this is the tip, right?
What?
To getting a good car, right? To owning a nice looking, perfectly pristine car. Everybody else on the road has shit boxes, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know shit about cars, you're gonna have a piece of shit for life. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, you gotta understand cars.
You have
to
to
tasteful
understand.
mods. I mean, the worst thing you can do is to jump into something you can't do.
Do research.
I learned about that when I had the E36 when I wanted to cut the chassis. Learned about it really good. At least I learned at an early age when I was broke. Now I'm not broke. But then I learned I'm not a welder.
Yeah.
I'm not a painter. I do my eyelids. I'm not a perfect painter.
And don't call yourself an expert on this after you do your research just once.
No, it takes trade. That's why it's called a trade.
Yeah.
It's a trade. It's a talent. People weld. That's a trade.
If you don't have the talent.
Painting. That's a trade. Jesus Christ. You can do it as a hobby.
Yeah, if it's a hobby, if you don't have the talent, stick to something else. And if you like it, stick with it, I guess.
Anyways, cut.